If you've been trying to make generative AI movies, you know how fragmented it can be. You either have to be part of an exclusive private beta, or you have to sign up for lots of different apps that provide things from video generation, images, speech, music, deepfakes. All of these are different companies, different apps. They all have different credit systems, and it can be very expensive and be very confusing. Well, you're not the only one who is fed up with this, because someone came up with the idea for FullJourney.ai, which is definitely a nice play on Midjourney. You can create an entire movie just by typing it out in one tool. I love this. We all know everything starts off free and then you have to end up paying for it later. But right now it's free, so jump on it while you can. If you've never used Discord before, you'll have to sign up for that first. Once you get signed in, you can go to FullJourney.ai and click one of the buttons to join them on Discord or log in via Discord. Once we accept the invite to FullJourney, we're going to go here to the rules, read all of the rules about general behavior, not safe for work content. They do allow it, but there are guidelines around it, so make sure that you read those. And then you can also do political or celebrity satire if you want, but again, there's guidelines around those. The nice thing about the not safe for work content is if you're thinking of doing like a horror movie or something that involves like crime or violence, just like you would see in a rated R movie, you're able to do that in FullJourney, whereas in some of the other tools, they're trying to be very corporate or commercial focused, and so they don't allow certain things. So if you're making a horror movie, this is the place to be, in my opinion. I should have done a horror movie, but we're going to do a space movie. So in terms of like the high-level video commands, you've got video, which is just one video, batch video, which it says 4, but I think it's actually only 2 videos. A raw batch video gives you a little more creative interpretation and a little bit more motion, but it might be a little more chaotic. You might be looking for chaotic, so that's when you'd want to use raw batch video. A movie is like 12 seconds long, and a deepfake, we'll get into that, but that's where you have an image and an audio file, and that's a good way to make a character talk. You also have these camera controls, zoom in, zoom out, that kind of stuff, and you just have to remember the number. So you're not going to be typing these words, you're going to be typing the number. So for the images, it's very similar to Midjourney. You're going to use the word make instead of the word imagine. And you get a 2x2 grid. There's a lot of options here. The main one that we're going to use for this demo is just wide, because we want to make sure that we have a 16:9 aspect ratio. Then lastly, there are the audio commands. There's 2 basic audio commands. One is to speak, so that basically is making dialogue. And then there's music, where you can just kind of give it a style of music and it'll create music for you. A lot of these are impersonated voices, so I don't really want to use any of those for our purposes. I feel like Aaron, Tally, Ixel, and Victoria might just be generic voices, so I'm going to stick with these. All right, so let's get started. Let's do all of our video first. Let's go to any of these groups will work. I'm going to go to Video Gen 3. So this is someone else's stuff. We're going to make a movie that takes place on Mars, so we're going to do it all from scratch. I want to do it in 5 shots, and I want to use it to sort of show off different capabilities of FullJourney.ai. ChatGPT was kind enough to write this script. It's actually pretty terrible, as all scripts are from ChatGPT. So it gave us this little movie here. We have an establishing shot. We have a panning shot. We have a close-up of a character who's talking. We have a close-up of another character who's talking. And then we have sort of a wide shot with a twist ending. All right, so I'm going to take this visual prompt from ChatGPT, bring it over to FullJourney, and I could do video, but in this case what I want to do is movie, because I want to have a lot of different shots in this opening sequence. So you see I go /movie, it gives me the section here for prompt. I'll paste that in there, and I can add music here if I want. I might as well, because I can change it later if I want in the editing. So for music, I'll just say cinematic space movie music. I don't know. And then enter. And so now it's saying that my request has been added. This is my progress. It's starting. So we're just going to kind of wait it out. While we're doing that, I'm going to go back here and do the next one. So here it says the camera gracefully pans across the bustling Mars colony. I'm going to do that. But what I'm also going to do is add a camera movement as well. So I'm using the camera pan here. I'm also going to go here and go camera, and I forgot which one panning was. So all I need to do is go back to, so I'm in 3 here. I'm going to go over to video commands, pan left to right. Let's pan left to right. So let's do 3. So go back here. So camera, 3. So I've got my prompt here. I've got my camera, which is panning. Go. All right, and my first one's at about, my first one here is at about 60%, and the next one, they'll notify me. So these two close-ups, we're gonna do as images, and we're gonna deepfake them. So I'm not gonna do those as video. So I'm gonna go to shot 5. I'm gonna do movie. And then one more, here's the twist ending. And I'm going to add some things. I want to make sure this looks really good. So sometimes you have like the prompt. If I were doing this for real, I wouldn't just take prompts directly from ChatGPT. I'm just doing that because it's easy to do right now. So we're just going to add some other kind of things in here that may hopefully increase the quality of it. All right, so we've got 3 videos queued up. So we're going to come back to these. So while these videos are going, we're going to go and create our images. So the first thing we need to do is get this visual prompt for close-up of character A. We're going to come out of this video. So we're in video gen 3. We're going to go down here to make it easy. Let's go to image gen 3. We want to go make, and it's going to do a 2x2 image grid. We'll paste our prompt in there. And then I'm going to add this dash wide. And the dash wide is what's going to make it widescreen, just like our video is. The other thing I'm going to do is what we did in the video. So I'm just going to say cinematic, and then maybe shallow depth of field, and then wide. Okay, that's in queue. Let's do our character B. So I'm going to do the same thing, go to make, do the prompt on Mars. These popped up. You can kind of see this has good shallow depth of field. This does too. So I like having that in there for these kind of dialogue shots. All right, so one thing I know from doing deepfake kind of stuff is that if you have a lot of this kind of helmet stuff, it's going to look really unrealistic. So this is a good opportunity to do something with a negative prompt. So let's go back to make. Let's do our prompt. And then if I click this 3 more, there's negative prompt. And I'm just going to put helmet in there. And hopefully what that means is that this character will not be wearing a helmet. So maybe get rid of the close-up. And let's just say a seasoned astronaut on Mars. Let's do the negative prompt. Helmet. Spacesuit, helmet, I don't know. All right, I think this one might actually work. It might be a little bit funky there, but let's do 1, 2, 3. Let's upscale 1, 2, 3. Queued. And let's upscale her again. 1, 2. 1, 2. Queued. Good. All right, here are 2 astronauts on Mars. They don't have helmets on. We're not going to worry about that. I'm going to save the image. All right, this is character B. Save image. All right, so next we need to do some speech. In the audio commands, just remember, we're going to stick with Tally, Ixel, and Victoria. Let's go down to the speech and cloning. Let's go back to our script. This is our voiceover. All right, so we'll do speak, paste it in there, and then go minus Tally. And then we'll do this second clip, speak, Tally. And then we'll jump ahead. This is a character, this is a character. And we'll go to this end one here. Speak minus Tally. All right. All right, now we're going to create this speech for character A. So we'll copy that. We'll paste that in there. So character A is a woman. We'll choose Victoria for her voice. And then for character B, All right, so then for character B, we'll use Ixel. All right, so let's download. We've got the little button there. We'll just download. So I've renamed these so I can really easily tell which one is character A, which one's character B, and which ones are the voiceover. That's going to come into play now when we go over to the deepfake part. So if you want to do a deepfake, the command is just simply deepfake. Once that comes up, you have the ability to add an image. So we're going to click character A, and then audio. So we're going to choose character A audio. Now we're going to do that again. Character B, character B audio. So you can see it kind of does different things, like under his chin too, there's a lot of blur here. We're going to have to get a little bit creative in the editing because it makes all of these 4x3 and we want them to be a little bit wider. So we're going to take the original image, lay it down, and then put this over it. So it's going to look a little weird where the edges match up, but we'll figure out a way around that. Let's download those. What I'm going to do to make this easy to remember is I'm going to download it. And then when it comes up, I don't need this name. What I'm going to do is just rename this the actual prompt. And that's going to be easier for me to remember. I'll just do that by copying the prompt there. Download. Once it comes up, you'll have to do this differently depending on what kind of computer you're on. All right, let's go to music generation. Command here is just music. I'm going to try like cinematic ambient space music for a blockbuster. And what kind of music should we have at the end? I don't know how to write prompts for music. All right, here's our first music. And here's our second music. Let's bring this all into CapCut. I'm not going to walk through the entire editing process, but I will show you how to get around the fact that you've got this square video that you want it to be landscape like this. I'm using CapCut. If you're in Premiere, you know there's other ways to do this. First, I'm going to put the image down, this widescreen image that will lock the aspect ratio to be this widescreen. Then I'm going to put the deepfake over it. And the one thing you'll notice right away is that it does not match up at all. And I've noticed too that the face is a little bit different too. We could stretch it out maybe, but I'm going to keep it as is because I think it's going to line up with the helmet here. So let's kind of get her about there. So that's pretty close. I mean, it's not perfect. I'm going to do this just rough though. So you can still see a line there. I know you can still see a line there. We're going to click this, go to mask under video. So video mask, rectangle. And I'm just going to go up this way and go out to about there. So not the whole way, but maybe like there. Now I'm going to go to feather. I'm just going to do like maybe like 8. No, 8's too many. 2. So it's not exactly perfect. I could go here now. So go here and just kind of mess with the controls a little bit. So as you can see, we just did a mask. We feathered the mask, and then we just kind of played with the color in the background. And if you play with it more, you can probably get it looking even better than this. All right, let's take a quick inventory of what we've done. We've generated some movies, which are 12 seconds long. We've generated some videos, which are 3 seconds long. We've created images. We created text-to-speech. We took the images and speech and combined them into a deepfake. And then we generated some music. We're going to take all of that stuff, bring it into an editing program, and turn it into a movie. You really are just limited by your imagination and your ability to describe what's in your imagination. So creativity is really important in the world of generative AI. If you follow this tutorial and you make a movie, please put a link in the comments. I would love to see it.
In the uncharted territories of Mars, pioneers have carved a new world, seeking answers and a future among the stars.
We've come so far, yet the mysteries of this planet still elude us. But we won't rest until we understand everything it has to offer.
Mars has taught us resilience, but it holds secrets that might challenge everything we know. We must proceed with caution.
But what they never expected was a revelation from the past, a legacy of a forgotten civilization. The true history of Mars is about to be unearthed,